Welcome back to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharon.
Again, we thank each and every one of you all for tuning in once again this week. Just showing us love as you all have always done. We appreciate you. Today, I am in my sports bra celebrating Global Sports Bra Day, which was yesterday. And my running, my girls on my run team ran yesterday in their sports bra, and I wasn't able to join them. So this is my contribution today. Go BGR.
Yeah. I am not in my sports bra because, well, you don't need to see all of that. But I definitely support all of you in spirit. So, yeah, go
All right.
girls, go.
All right, so before we get into today's topic, I have to give some shout outs, as you all know, especially if you've been tuning in with us each and every week. So today's shout out goes to Rufus Russell. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for just tuning in to Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa. We surely appreciate you. Also, Queen Up. Love the name. Thank you for being a subscriber. We appreciate you. And last but not least, Toya G. Yes. Read your comment, girl. Thank you. We appreciate you as well. And thank everybody for being a subscriber. Sharon and I are up to 666. Woo!
What an interesting number.
As of this morning.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need one more person to go in here today. No,
So we get rid of all that bad
for the
energy.
superstition people out there.
Yeah.
You know. But no, I'm just kidding. But thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. So today's topic is going to be a little interesting because I'm not sure who is familiar with the show The Shy. So it's a show that comes on. I don't know what channel on regular TV because we kind of watch it on Netflix. So I'm not sure what channel it comes on, but it does come on regular TV. But it's out of it takes place in Chicago. I don't know if they're filmed there, but it takes place in Chicago, and they have this one lesbian couple on there, and one of the women thought that the wife was cheating, which she wasn't. She was helping a friend who had gotten cancer and didn't want to tell people that she had cancer. So she was kind of sneaking around helping her out. But the wife didn't know that. So she cheated. She had this one night stand, and the brat guest starred on it for the one night stand because she was the woman that she had the one night stand with. But she had a one night stand, and my wife made an interesting comment after we discussed that show. And so she said, well, she only had a one night stand. Why would she tell her wife and ruin her
The whole relationship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know, today's topic is a one night stand, good or bad. One night stand, good or bad. So we decided to discuss this with you all because I just thought that was an interesting comment. I applauded the wife for telling her wife that she cheated, but my wife Sharon seemed to have had some kind of different reaction about it. And I was a little curious, like, okay, wait a minute. Has Sharon ever had a one night stand and didn't tell me? Like, what's going on? What's really going on? So, y'all help me out here because I'm a little confused right now.
Yeah, well, we're definitely going to talk about it today because I don't think any two people in a couple or not, as a couple not have the same opinion about it. And perhaps Rosa was just surprised at my take on it. But here it is, you have a whole and healthy long-term lesbian relationship with the woman of your dreams, and they're facing life challenges as they come because no love is without its wrinkles, okay? But on the same token, when one of the partners had a one-night stand, for whatever the reasons were, was she angry or she thought that her partner was cheating on her? Not that you need a reason, not that there is a good reason. Like I said, it's such a personal thing. Just based on looking at the show, I found it interesting that a person would basically set fire to their romance, to their whole life by having a one night affair. And if you did have one, would you tell your partner? You know, it's one thing to do it and get away with it.
Right.
Okay.
But I think I felt like you said it because it was a one night stand. Like, I'm never gonna see this person again. How would my wife ever find out? It wasn't someone you were cheating with, like, continuously.
Right.
So,
It was simply a one night stand.
Yeah. So
didn't know you yesterday, won't remember you tomorrow, but tonight we got it together. Okay, it happens. Come on now. I'm talking to my friends in lesbian land. It happens every day. We know that. The thing is, perhaps it hasn't happened to you. So my take on it was, like I said, whatever the dynamics of your relationship, and also let me say this: if you're single, that's one thing because you don't have to come home and and bare your soul to anybody. But and if you're married, it does affect you differently because it's not just you. It's the woman that it's also your partner. So you're involving her unknowingly in it as well, or selfishly. All right. So we want to talk about it today. Mm-hmm. Here's the questions. Whether you're single or in a long-term relationship, have you ever had a one-night stand? Yes or no?
Now, if you're with your partner and haven't told them yet, don't tell us either. I don't want to
start
start anything.
Right. We ain't gonna. I ain't gonna start the fire. Okay. Yeah. And why did you have the? Why did you have the one night stand? Because people do things for so many different, varying motivations. Mm-hmm. What would prompt me to do it? Not that I would be different from yours. Okay. So I'm just saying, we're just curious, okay? So if I had to write it down, I'm telling you, one, I wouldn't do it. But two, if I were to do it, I don't think I would jeopardize my marriage over it. In the sense of, one, what would happen if Rosa ever found out about it? Or number two, would I do it at all? Even if I knew tomorrow morning this woman would jump off a mountain and just disappear, no one would ever know, I still wouldn't do it because you still got to live with yourself.
Yeah.
All right, but that's me talking. So we're throwing it out to you, my friends and our friends and family in lesbian land. Have you had a one night stand? So y'all think about that for a minute, and I'm going to turn it back to Rosa. Rosa, have you had a one night stand ever? I mean, before me, whatever. But I'm saying, have you ever had a one night stand?
To answer your question, I'm gonna say no, and the reason why.
Good answer.
No, honestly, because and I technically have cheated before, but not necessarily a one night stand. Now, it was only one time that it happened, but I did see the person again. So I don't know if you consider that as a one night stand. I don't know.
Oh, well, first of all, this is BS, right? That's before Sharyn.
Oh yeah.
BS.
Well, I just
okay.
said that, but I'm saying,
but you need to clarify it for me and our friends out there. You were in a relationship and you had a one night stand with a person that you were in a relationship before.
Yes.
So you didn't consider it a one night stand because y'all had.
But it was. When I cheated, it was only one time that it happened, the whole sex thing with her. But I did see it again. Like, we went out to lunch and stuff like that. But so I don't know if that would be considered, but that's the closest I've had to a one night stand. The other times I did sleep with folks and didn't know the last name, but I was single. So I don't know.
Like that excuses it all.
I'm just saying.
They had names for people like that, right?
It's considered a one night stand, but it wasn't, with a partner. But to go back to the show, I sympathized with the woman who had cheated because she couldn't even relax because it was eating her up to tell. And every time her wife went to caress her or whatever, mm-hmm. she would jump, and she started drinking more than she ever had. And so it was really bothering her. So I knew she was going to say something, but at the same time, it's like saying something, does that help her or does that help the relationship, period? And now with the wife having that information, what is she going to do with it? Like, now is she going out to have a one night stand? And the wife that cheated. I don't know if you all watch the show, so if I say names, you probably wouldn't even know what
That's
their
right.
names are.
Yeah, but yeah, see the show. Chai.
For the wife that cheated, she was talking to one of her friends and saying, I cheated on her, but if I tell her, she might leave me. So I know a lot of times when we do that or have a one night stand, we're concerned about the consequences, and who's
or not,
right,
or not. Okay.
There might be some people who are not quite concerned.
I'm gonna put it to you this way, okay? If it happened in our world, okay, and I'm talking to y'all know who you are. If one day, when you tune in and you don't see Rosa, and there's no explanation for it, you say, "Oh my goodness, Rosa must have cheated and told Sharyn about it, so that's why she's no longer with us on the program."
I don't know who out there finds that funny, but okay, we can laugh, haha.
It's just the idea of it. All I'm saying is, I'm very on a serious note. I don't know how you guys feel about it individually, but why do people cheat? Why? Okay, cheating one thing, but I mean,
Right.
just
cheating is whole another thing. This is a one night stand,
but it's still under the umbrella of cheating.
It
all
falls
right,
under there.
But why even have the one night stand? Even if you knew you can get away with it, why do people do it?
I think it's mainly because people want like that one night excitement. That's like taking the kids to the amusement park. They got that one day excitement that'll last them for a while. So I think a lot of people probably do it for that particular reason. A lot of people do it, again, as we said earlier, because it is a one-time thing. And it's like, I'm not going to see this person again. Even if she runs into her at the club or at the grocery store and she's with her wife, I don't think the woman's going to be like, aren't you the one that I saw? So it's still, I think it's something that they can get away with and not have to have that commitment, that other commitment. Because when you cheating and you in a whole nother commitment, there's things that's going to be asked of you that you may not be able to do because you are married. Like come with me to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. Or, you can't do stuff like that, but you're in a relationship with the person. So now you got to juggle two different people. So there's going to be, a lot of people, I personally think a lot of people don't want that extra commitment. They want to just be able to sleep with somebody and keep it moving.
Right. Now,
or they might have a sex addiction.
Okay, well that's another show. Okay, let's not reach underneath. Don't reach into that drawer. We're just talking about no addictions. You just being the little slut muffin that you are for one day, and you and the universe has said, okay, she's digging you digging her. Let's do this thing because you itching and she's ready to scratch it. And she's leaving for Arizona tomorrow, and you live in Alaska. You're not going to run into each other again. Not that condones it. I'm saying if you knew you can get away with it, would you do it? Why do people have one-night stands? I mean, I'm talking to my single friends, and I'm talking to the people in relationships as well. If you're single, that's just what you do. Maybe two ships passing in the night. I don't know. Okay. I mean, I've been there. I've done that. I mean, as Rosa said, slept with somebody you don't even remember their last name. Usually.
Oh, wait, you did do that?
Wait a minute. Oh, I usually remember their sign. Okay. Like, I'm a Gemini. I ain't messing around with no doggone Leos and Scorpios and Cancerians. Ooh. Okay, I don't get that deep into it. If it was a one night stand, like, hey, it happened, all right? Mm-hmm. So, matter of fact, you wouldn't even probably be able to identify her out of a lineup 4 years later because she changed her hair. Like, when you wearing a perm or you went natural, you look familiar. Oh, bitch, don't act like you don't know me. You know where my birthmark is. Ooh, I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens. Don't do it. So again, you're in a relationship. The Dave show is about, one night stand. And as I told Rosa, I think you put that underneath the umbrella of cheating. Cheating doesn't have to mean that it's going forever and ever. You remember, what was it? One of the presidents said, President Carter said, in his heart he had cheated. In his heart he had committed adultery. He did not sleep with a woman, but the fact that he thought of a woman that way while he was still married, he felt that put him in the bad boy locker. I'm saying, other than Halle Berry, I I can't imagine who the one night stand would be. You know, I mean, no, for me it just
that's
wouldn't
the
happen.
whole purpose. It's a one night stand, so it's not something. I don't think that people like set out to say I'm gonna have a one night stand today. So when you say I don't know who that person would be, that's the whole purpose. You may run into the person. It might be something instant that just happened at the moment, and then you hook up.
Right.
You're not supposed to know the person.
Right, but it could be somebody you know, and y'all only dealt with each
true
other
too.
one time. Right, it's a whole different thing. So,
well, that's a whole conversation. So if you got a friend that's saying, "Girl, let's just do this one time, and let's just not,"
because you've been feeling me like I'm
but
feeling you.
Then because you're gonna see him again. So that to me, I don't know.
Well, whatever your decision would be, would you tell your partner? That's my question. I mean, because you got your guilt thing. What some people do. Some of us have none. I'm just saying, would you tell your partner? Say this is it happened 2 years ago. You remember you went to Philadelphia and I was still in San Diego, and we had the thumps with each other. We were having a bad patch. Do you say, oh yeah, we survived it, and I had a one night stand? Do you tell her that 5 years from now? Does she need to know? And would you risk everything that you have with your sweetheart, your partner, your lover, your wife, whoever this person is? Would you feel the need to tell your partner, what you did?
Would you? I mean, if you had a one night stand while we were married, would you tell me?
First of all, that ain't going to happen, as I know myself to be. All right, but number two, if we have to go to that weird land, that weird imaginary land, and I were to have a one night stand, no, I don't think I would tell you.
Okay.
I would not risk our relationship and all that we have built together for the last 5, 10, 15 years, however long it would have been by then. I wouldn't risk all that for something that I did for 4 hours 11 years ago, 7 years ago.
Well, Life Jennings says, hypothetically, of course. But for you to say you won't tell me, it's already like not good, because if you have great communication with your partner, then you should be able to see. There you go. See, this is what I'm saying, y'all. Help me out here. Then you should be able to tell your partner, and whatever the consequences are, whether y'all decided, look, well then you apparently want somebody else, not me, or we can work through this, because the woman on the child was going through something. Like, she was insecure. She thought her wife really was cheating, and I think maybe she thought that one night was going to help her, because she was in the bar drinking, and
right.
The whole setup. A lot of men go to the bar, drink, try to drink their problems away. But she was at the bar trying to drink her problems away, and then the brat comes over and
they hit on her, and
right.
Next thing you know,
I don't think she went to the place to say I'm gonna have a one night stand. She went to the bar to try to clear her head, and that just kind of happened.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she said, I was scared to tell my wife because I'm thinking she may leave me, but then she tells her she's okay with whatever those consequences are.
Oh,
and
I don't know. I don't think she's okay. I think
if
she's willing to take
she
it.
Is.
Right. I think she's telling. She's willing to take it like an adult. You see what I'm saying? I mean, because you can't say,
right,
"Oh, gee, why did this happen to me?" It happened to you because you was doing a wild thing with some woman that you can't even remember her last name. You know what I mean? And you're going to risk all of this for some no-name babe, for 2.5 hours in a cheap hotel? No. We have this. I have this acid test with Rosa sometime when we're talking about some kind of really sensitive things, and I'll just ask her in mid-sentence, can I live the rest of my years on this planet without hearing what's getting ready to come out your mouth? And if the answer is yes, well then don't say it. Let me die in my ignorance. You don't have to break my heart, tear my heart out, upset everybody. Now we got to change zip codes, break up finances, and kill all the dreams that we have yet to dream over the fact that you had a fling with somebody. I'd rather not know. I'm going to die in my ignorance. I rather not know. And conversely, I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, you've made that clear.
I wouldn't. So help me out, friends in lesbian land.
Okay.
Come on now. Would you do it? Would you tell your sweetie, your wonderful wife, your lover, would you, this woman who you're living a life with and building a future with, would you tell her about something that you did?
That would be a lie in the relationship. So then the relationship is already damaged and broken because you have this lie sitting out there that you haven't even told. And you can't say, my wife and I, we have great communication. My wife and I, love each other, whatever, because you don't love that person enough to be an adult and try to right your wrongs. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. You can't put a eraser on that. You can't undo it. One of my sayings, you can't undo that. And
no, I'm say unfuck the...
Right, exactly. You done fucked up. You can't unfuck it. I'm sorry. Excuse the rough language. It's just, and people act like you can do it. You can do it. You can't. You can't undo it. You can't go back in time and
you can't. And that's why you need to move forward and just say it. And it frees everybody. It lets you know that you now know as the partner, and the person who said it is feeling guilty enough to even go and tell. So they're freeing them, and it's like, as two married people, where do we go from here?
Right.
And so you talk about it, and they didn't get kind of that far into the child and what happened. And I think this is the last season, so I love that show, y'all.
Yeah.
So go check it out if you haven't.
CHI.
Yeah, CHI. The Chai.
Yeah.
But so they didn't get that. The wife, of course, is mad. Of course, she's angry, but that's pretty much where they left that.
And she has a right to her anger.
But my whole thing was, let's talk about this, because she doesn't know the reason why the wife cheated, or had the one night stand.
Is there a good enough reason?
No, but it could be an understandable reason, because the fact that the wife who was sneaking around helping her friend gave her those insecurities. Like, she didn't answer her phone when she normally does. She wasn't around for them with, family time. And she was doing things that she normally doesn't do. Now, she should apologize for that, because she was holding a secret. Whether, it was whatever it was. And then when the wife followed her and realized she was with this best friend of hers, and she just thought maybe they started having an affair. And, she needs to have erased those insecurities. It's not a reason for her to go out and cheat, but I don't think she planned it either.
Okay. So we're throwing it out to you today. Okay. What would you guys do if you found yourself in that situation? If you had the one night stand and you're now in a long-term relationship, while you're in a long-term relationship, would you tell your partner, your sweetheart, would you tell her like, oh yeah, I did Gloria? You're messing up Thanksgiving, and you don't have to. I hate when people mess up Thanksgiving. Now I can't invite her, and she makes the best cheese and macaroni. I can't even invite her for Thanksgiving because y'all done had a one-night affair. It messes it up for everybody. So,
I need y'all to come get Sharyn, because it's not... It hasn't been good over here in quite some time. So today I'm over it. I need y'all to come get her.
Okay, what hasn't been good?
Just your responses to a lot of things lately. And this is an example of another one. Like,
wait a minute, before
most
you go
people
there,
should tell.
Well, it bothers you that I feel that way?
Yeah, because it bothers me that, because it's like, did it happen and she's not telling me? You know what I'm like? We're supposed to have this relationship,
and we do.
And I'm not feeling secure right now.
Oh,
about the relationship.
Oh, it's just a conversation. Hence the name of the show.
I get that.
Hence the name. But let me say this, and I don't mean to interrupt. But how to keep it real, to be honest, be authentic, and all the other things that people say now. But I'm just saying, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. I just. And maybe because I'm older and you've seen how wonderful things can go real bad over some simple shit. Okay, and especially to my people, my older lesbians out there, y'all know people can mess it up for everybody. I'm telling you, you got this wonderful relationship. Everything's been cool on everything else. You had a moment and of weakness or whatever, you had a one night stand, do you come back 6 months later and say, oh, honey, we're getting ready to celebrate our 10th anniversary, but I want you to know last year when you was in Philadelphia and I was in San Diego, I had a one-night affair. Really? You feel the need to do that and mess it up? I don't get it. It's not worth it.
Well, I'm not saying it's a good time to say any and everything. I mean, I don't necessarily know if I cheat on you and would tell you on our 10th. No, on our 10th. No, hold up. No, I'm not backtracking because I'm going to tell you. I'm just saying I don't necessarily know I would tell you getting ready to approach an anniversary. Like, it's just always, for me, the timing. So
it's never a good time.
It's not going to be a good time. Not to say something like this, but it's going to be a better time than on an anniversary or something major that's coming up. Like,
how about this? Just don't do it. And if you did do it, like I said, I truly feel that I can.
You can't say just don't do it because, again, it's kind of one of those things that happens. It's not anything that
is planned.
Right.
Hence the name One Night Stand. Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, have you had a one night stand?
No.
In our relationship?
No.
Okay, now ask me the same question.
I already asked you, and you said no.
No. But had I, not to lie about it, but had I, and I surely...
You wouldn't tell me.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I wouldn't ruin all of this, whatever this is. I wouldn't ruin all this for somebody whose last name you really can't recall or never knew.
I couldn't figure out in the lineup.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but she had that bumping body. Yeah, right. Stop.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on that. So so that's what we're talking about.
Well, we would love to hear you all's opinion about this. Tell me which side you on, okay?
Well, as they say, Rosa feeling some kind of way about it, evidently. All and right. Remember, the name of the show is just Conversations with Sharyn and Rosa.
Yeah, and you don't have to put everything out there if you don't want. You can just say pro Sharyn or pro Rosa.
Or just, you can even understand both of us, but I'm just a little surprised because I did not know there was such a gap in our feeling about this.
Yeah, I didn't know when you said what you said, I'm looking at her like, after the show, like, what you mean you wouldn't say anything? Like, so that's kind of how we got onto today's topic. And as you can tell,
it's a little sensitive.
Yeah.
It's a little,
got a little heated.
Yeah, it's okay. And I don't know, maybe it's the Aries Gemini thing. I don't know. Y'all can put on it what you want. But we would, as Rosa said, we would love to hear your opinion about it. We'd love to hear your experiences. Keep all that feedback coming to us because we do read it and we do chat about it and we do even reply to some of them. Not all of them because everyone's got a lot.
You were supposed to be replying to everybody while she was healing.
Yeah, while I was healing,
but she was replying at people on Facebook, not just our channel.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And speaking of healing, as you all can obviously, I have no bandages on, and thank you for all the wonderful, kind words that you were sending as I was dealing with this. I am still healing, and God is amazing, and I'm feeling much, much better. I'm getting my energy back. I'm ready to take on Rosa. So that's how good I'm feeling this morning. So look, thank you for all that you do, and of course, until next time, we're wishing you the very best
of all good things. Stay safe and stay woke
and be faithful.
Yes, please. Love you.